Hey everyone, welcome back and happy Wednesday. Okay, guys, we're about to get into it. It's the Bethenny Frankel of it all because Bethenny is not happy at this point. Now she's throwing Andy Cohen under the bus again, Jeff Lewis, and she said she was ambushed. So we're going to break it all down. I did want to say a huge thank you to everyone who showed up and showed out last night for Anchor Watch. But in the meantime, go ahead, smash that like button, show some love. And also go check out Up and Atom too for all of the extra coverage. So I say, let's jump right in. Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it. Cause no one can do it like we do it, like we do it, like we do it. All right, guys. So we're back to talk about Bethenny Frankel, who felt ambushed, and I'm going to kind of let you know exactly why. So thank you to page 6, but Bethenny felt ambushed during her December 2022 Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen. And this was an appearance alongside her, fellow guest star, Jeff Lewis. She went off on both Andy Cohen and Jeff Lewis in Monday's episode of her Rewives podcast, accusing the host and his close pal of being in cahoots to make her look bad. During the fiery episode in question, the former Flipping Out star shaded a defensive Bethenny Frankel's Real Housewives recap podcast for being an unoriginal concept, while Andy Cohen called her hypocritical since she had been trashing the Housewives publicly for the last 3 years. Bethenny told her listeners that she doesn't totally blame Jeff Lewis because he too is talent on the show, trying to make a living and trying to promote what he's promoting and is a part of this machine. And she did say that. Now, while Jeff Lewis was asked very provocative questions, she felt that Andy Cohen was the one who really came for her, not just during that appearance, but also on other episodes of Watch What Happens Live and on his radio show and in many interviews. As someone who thought they were his friend on some level, Andy didn't come to me directly to tell me he thought about the show, what he thought about the show that I was doing. I'm entitled to talk about something that I was as much a part of as he was. He actually never got dirty. I actually got dirty in it. Now, she believes that Andy Cohen publicly sharing his thoughts on her podcast boomeranged on him because it was followed by several weeks of bad PR for him. Interesting. Additionally, she feels he became a housewife in that moment because he took the bait and said several things that were negative against her. Andy Cohen has built a fortune and bought beach houses on the backs of 180 women, or almost. Ay. However, a source close to Watch What Happens Live production told Page 6 exclusively that since Bethenny Frankel's last time on the show, her publicist has pitched her to return as recently as this past April to promote her alcohol line. Now, during her rant, I'm sorry, my mouth, guys, please bear with me. Bethenny Frankel also brought up the fact that her 13-year-old daughter, Bryn, who was 12 at the time, was sitting backstage and got very upset at her mom for being on the receiving end of a firing squad. After I returned from my segment, I came back into the green room and Bryn was like, "Mama, I didn't like that. He was mean to you." And she claimed that her daughter felt that everybody was ganging up on her and bullying her. However, their production insider, this is Page 6, points out that the age requirement for Watch What Happens Live attendance is 21 years or older. That's why she had to be in the green room. We're not designing the show for 12 to 13-year-olds. Now, reps for Watch What Happens Live or Bravo, they didn't immediately comment, but interestingly enough, Bethenny Frankel told her listeners just a few days after her Watch What Happens Live appearance that both Andy Cohen and Jeff Lewis called her to make amends after the confrontational episode. Gotta accept people's apologies and be transparent and roll with the punches. That's what she said at the time. But Bethenny has been at war with Bravo and its corporate NBC Universal since early August amid her reality reckoning movement. However, she recently clarified that she is not suing the networks. I mean, I don't know if you guys saw the episode. It did feel like an ambush. I'm not totally team Bethenny, not totally team Andy Cohen or Jeff Lewis or anybody in this matter, but it did feel like, based off of what she said that, after, who was it? It was Jessel Tank who went on. She said Andy Cohen goes into the green rooms before the show starts and he tells them what he wants them to talk about. This felt like one of those moments where like they were prepped on what they needed to talk about. But wait.
There's more. I'm going to play you guys a couple audio clips. Here's one.
Andy Cohen has built a fortune and bought beach houses on the backs of like 180 women. And what I said in my statement was that we get filthy while he remains clean and gets filthy rich. And that maybe I am biting the hand that feeds me, and maybe that hand deserves to be bitten. Andy Cohen has built a fortune and
Oh, okay. So that was thanks to Bywig Hello Drama saying Bethenny is really coming for Andy. And then there was another one, and they said Bethenny Frankel says that Andy Cohen became a housewife and took the bait by talking negatively about her Rewives podcast in the media, and then doubling down on it when they had their Watch What Happens Live episode, where the audience felt like she was ambushed by Andy Cohen and Jeff Lewis. Wait, I'm going to share this one with you. Here we go.
Andy came for me in the media, but as someone who thought they were his friend on some level, Andy didn't come to me directly to tell me what he thought of the show that I was doing. He went out and talked about it in the media publicly. And I think it boomeranged on him because it was several weeks of bad PR for him in saying that he trashed it. And of course, I'm entitled to talk about something that I was as much a part of as he was. He actually never got dirty in it. I actually got dirty in it. So it backfired on him because he became a housewife. He took the bait and he kind of publicly said several things negative against me. And then he tried to double down on his own show and do it again because it is his own show and he's protected there. It also backfired because the audience thought that he and Jeff had ambushed me. Andy came for me.
Okay. So if you guys don't remember, this was the moment. It was an interesting moment, but for her, you saw Jeff Lewis where he was like, how original, and he was playing off of Andy Cohen, and Andy was like, I have to address this beef. And I just want to see what some of the comments said. But again, thank you to Bywig Hello Drama. So Bad It's Good with Ryan Bailey, who's a great friend of ours, said, I still don't get the ambush part. I watched it. If that was an ambush, Bethenny did the same thing on every one of her other Watch What Happened Lives appearances. All of the sudden, she paints herself as a wilting flower. All About the Real Housewives, another friend said, honestly, they did come for her and I would have been upset. And to bring it up for the first time on his show would have been annoying. You can see where people are not in her corner. One person said, this girl really thinks she's an authority who can say whatever and no one should respond. Like Jessel said, she's gone off the rails. I can't agree more. She's relentless and it's getting very toxic and annoying. Let it go. But did the audience feel like she was ambushed? I feel like she can dish a lot out, but cannot take anything. I mean, he was asking valid questions. She's just a bitter baby. The victim mentality is so tiring. And given she has made a whole podcast about the Housewives franchise, and she said she should be thanking him for keeping her relevant. All of her other TV shows have flopped. All of her takes are just so wrong. How could someone get it wrong 10 out of 10 times? We can explain it to her, but we can't understand it for her. Wow. Okay, guys, I want to know what your thoughts are. Go ahead and comment below. And definitely before you go, smash that like button, show some love, let us know what you think. But more importantly, what the do you think? Comment below. I love you guys. We'll see you next time.